Welcome back to the Geronimo Unfiltered podcast. We're taking over again today. I've got Ryan here with me. We've flown him in. And today we are going to talk about one of the biggest problems that we see in the businesses that we work with. Like, all we do is think about growing $1 million studios. It's the only fucking thing that we're good at. Everything else we're pretty shit at. But, you know, I would say 100% of owners in the academy, when we first meet them, think that they know who their avatar is that they're speaking to in market. But when they actually give us that information, it's just a demographic and there's no reason why someone should actually come to them. It's not magnetic. And so for us, it's extremely clear as to why they've got a lead flow and acquisition issue. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. The amount of times that people will come in and it's like, I'm so good at serving 35 to 45-year-old mums.
Yeah, it's like that's a census fucking field.
They think that that's their unique thing, but it's not.
Yes. And so I think the reason why a lot of owners feel like their effort is up here, but, you know, maybe their aim is off. And so lots of effort to no result, you know, it's frustrating. And they think, I've done the work, I know who my people are, but when we review what they're actually running, it's more like shouting into a loud crowd and crowded room of people who don't give a fuck, because everyone in your avatar, like if your avatar is everyone, it's actually no one. And if it's just a demographic, it's not deep enough to actually service a problem for someone.
I liken it, and I say it all the time to the guys, it's like you were just another billboard in Times Square. It's very easy to ignore you when you're trying to advertise to everyone.
Yeah. And even for owners maybe listening, thinking, no, I'm not trying to do that to everyone. Like, again, I'm busy parents, I'm busy this, I'm whatever. You've got to move away from the demographic because it's still not specific enough in this day and age. In 2026, we've coined the new term, the mediaverse. And that only works when you've mastered who you exist for and your content message, what you actually say, how you come across, what your position is versus your competitors, how you hook people in market and really articulate with clarity who you serve and what you do with them. So that's what we're going to go through in this episode, because like, how many studios have you personally sat across from and had this conversation with?
It's hundreds.
Yeah. And so we also can't ignore it because we're just off the back of doing some road tripping and seeing in the flesh these businesses, which is such a cool moment because, I don't know, like obviously I know that they're real businesses, but when I see the bricks and mortar, I'm like, fuck, this is cool. So much impact. But anyway, most of the conversations that we've been having is with people who maybe had some quick wins with an avatar that they got started with, but they don't have their $1 million member. And so it might get you started, but it won't build your $1 million business unless you know this person better than anyone else in your market.
Yep, I would agree 100%. You can get somewhere with an avatar, but you will get to where you want to go with your avatar.
And so what we're going to cover today is the 6 points that will help you uncover who this is. We ran this workshop yesterday, and I think it was such a powerful moment because we were seeing people articulate what they actually do, who they actually serve, for the first time ever. It
was relief. That was the biggest thing I noticed. And we'll go through it obviously on the episode now for everyone else. But like, I was getting messages last night from clients saying like, it finally clicked. And a big part, which we'll definitely talk about, is it had nothing to do with like what they physically did in the gym.
Yeah, like there's nothing about the fact that they run fitness classes or yoga sessions.
No, not at all.
And I think that is key. So we also have an avatar sparring bot. We've got the bot mother with us. So, you know, we had to give you an AI tool.
Namaste.
And once you go through these steps, you'll be able to use that to basically land it. It's like a dozer in your pocket if he was giving you feedback on your avatar.
And yes, it'll swear.
Yeah, so we'll roll into that. And by the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly who you're actually for, not a demographic, but an actual person you can name, their specific pain, the specific number that, you know, they might be trying to hit in the gym in terms of their weight loss goal or the goals that they have in life or whatever it might be.
Their transformation.
Correct. And you're going to know it in just 6 steps. So we'll go through them, unpack them. This is exactly what we walk all of the studio owners that we work with through.
Yeah, we'll basically get you to go through this in 30 or so minutes that we do with our clients on the inside.
Yeah. So follow along. This is probably a writer-downer. Get some pen and paper, and then that's what's going to unlock the AI. Is like, if you put shit into AI, you'll get shit out.
You cannot polish a turd.
So you want to make sure that what you put in is just still your language.
Yep.
The first thing that we kind of talk about is, and I think a belief that we need to move away from for a lot of owners is that specific is not narrow. So whenever we do this exercise, everyone's like, oh, but I don't want to be too exclusive. Like, what if I'm leaving people out?
I actually hear that all the time. Like they're actually they're scared of, by being specific, actually, that no one will want to come to them because it's just too narrow.
Yeah. And what do you usually say to that?
Well, I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing is there's two things I say to people. Like one, let's just say that you've got this specific avatar and you were known as the place in Newcastle or the Gold Coast where every one of those people come and you were full with 400 people. One, is that a problem? First of all, because you're making an impact. Is that really a problem? And then two, like, you will be actively repelling people, which is actually a good thing because by doing that, you are attracting the right people in. That act of pushing people away actually shows the other people that you're for them, so they're more likely to come in and it's an easier conversation.
I'm going to be like, well, sorry, Jill, you're outside of my avatar by this much. You can't come in.
No.
It's just that your program and your marketing and your message are for that one person. And the second you get to the point where, and what I want to use here as an example, our avatar is a stuck Sam. So if you're listening to this, that's probably you.
Yeah.
Stuck by our definition is that 2 months in a row, your revenue hasn't moved at whatever level you're in. We work with people from getting to their first 20K, then 40 to 84 and beyond, 100K plus. So if you're stuck and you know you've got more in you, you're probably burnt out, spinning your wheels, doing it all alone, wearing all the hats, feel like you've got no systems or structure. And what we do with those people, the stuck Sam, is we take them from burnt out and stuck to $1 million studio or more, without burnout.
Now, what you'll probably notice there too is we don't do that for, and we didn't say like CrossFits or yoga, like that is for stuck Sam. That is our avatar. It's not 25 to 45-year-old yoga owners.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's already where you can see like, oh, specific isn't excluding people. It's for someone and you're probably feeling connected to that already.
Correct. And the place that we want to land this for your avatar is that you can also articulate, you know, you've got your frustrated Fred or your something, which you
Frazzled
will name,
friend.
that you take them from wherever the pain is that they're in and take them to whatever the transformation is that they want without the thing they don't want. And unless you can articulate that and it's not just like busy mums, then you don't have an avatar.
What was the example you guys had back in the gym days at F45?
We based our avatar off Tony and Nat. So they were two really specific and clear different people. The male version was usually someone who wanted to lose the belly without losing the beers. And that was so they could become a role model for their soon-to-be child or newborn child.
Yep.
For the ladies, it was like they wanted to look hot as fuck and they were usually on the prowl for a man and wanted to stay in shape while also not sacrificing their social life. So really clear those two avatars and the pain points underneath them, right? So what you're not hearing us say in any of that is we take Stuck Sam and we take them through a bunch of Zoom calls. We do like game plans and we do this and we do whatever, like all of the stuff that gets them there. What you're not hearing in Lose the Belly Without Losing the Beers is we do high intensity interval training, 45-minute sessions. You've got to train 4 times a week. Like no one fucking wants to hear that.
No.
I'm really into the F-bombs today, guys. Sorry, mum. But
Sorry, mum.
That's the biggest mistake that I see. And I know we aren't even into the 6 points yet, but please, I know you love your concept. No one fucking cares.
Or at least I'll give you something, guys. Like no one cares until they're in there.
Correct. And to be honest, they probably still don't care after that.
I do love where I train at the moment, right? And a lot of the reason is because of like what we do in the gym, but it's not actually what attracted me to go in the first place. So you've still got an ability to talk about it once you get someone in.
Yeah, but like I'll often have conversations and it's like, oh, the sales calls are taking too long because like I've got to educate them on X, Y, and Z. Or, you know, yesterday I had a question which was like, we do 2 different types of Pilates. So like how much of that do I talk about? And I was like, not at all.
None.
No one cares. No one cares. I don't care if I've got to get in a hyperbaric chamber and then do 40 push-ups. If you're going to take me out of the pain I'm in and give me the promised land, sign me up. And I don't care how much it is. So
that's a good key to pick on there as well. That's where the price, like it's all downstream from fixing this, but like all these other objections you might get, like people think it's too expensive and there's the fuel crisis, etc. Like if you are solving that problem, I will give you money to solve that problem because I care enough about fixing it.
That's right. So the first step is to mine your best members. This isn't some theoretical person that you'd really love to work with and it's just like because they seem really cool. It's who are actually the people paying your bills in your studio that you would love 100 more of. So the exercise here is you kind of like would maybe start with your last 10 sales calls. What were they actually saying? What were the commonalities? I've got some questions and I'm going to chuck a dozer here. We'll give you a little workbook, which will be in the description. And then you can apply the answers you put down in there into this avatar sparring thing. Honestly, guys, you're welcome. Like 2 tools in one.
Go through the workbook, write all your shitty first draft stuff down, and then you can throw that into the tool itself and it's going to help you sharpen it.
So mine, your last 10 sales calls, then it's model off your...
But so what if I don't have sales calls at the moment?
Well, you just look in your community. Go and talk to the last 10 people that joined your business or your just favorite 10 members, you know. And then what you want to do with that information is maybe you've distilled that down into 3 different actual names of people in your business. The next thing you need to do is a TAM check, a total addressable market check. What we see as a mistake is so many will be really quick to try and get the people that they think are cool. You know, oh, I'm like a CrossFitter. I want more CrossFit people who I want to hang out with in my business. Yeah. But I'm sorry, those people aren't the ones paying the bills, you know. So what we actually need to do is look at, you can verify this with AI or you can just go, all right, if I actually walk into my business, who am I actually going to see there that we can help best and who actually have the money to pay for us? That is how we verify this is a big tick on the TAM check.
The thing about that as well is at that point you're not guessing anymore. Like it's clear and day in front of you, and we'll see a lot of people like who want people come in so they're guessing what these other people want because they want more of them. You're removing all of that guesswork.
Yeah. So 2 questions to ask yourself in your last 10 sales calls or based on these people, why did they sign up and what was the actual language that they used? And again, hypotheticals are not going to be king here. I want you to actually go and ask the questions.
And say to them, you're not allowed to say community, you're not allowed to say the amount of classes on the timetable.
Chuck out the first 3 answers, Go deep. More on that later. And then the second question is model off your mentors or people that we say that because we model off our mentors. So the people in our business that we've taken from 20K to 100K months, like Bexy, Kai,
Jacob and Nath.
Yeah, all the awesome people you've heard on here before. We actually, whenever we're building a new product or an upgrade, we're never doing anything other than looking at what actually they would respond well to and designing it for them because we want more of them. So same thing for you. Name 3 real members you'd take 100 more of and why. What is it about them? And again, not just because you're mates with them, but you've actually verified they are the ones paying the bills, that you are the best at helping.
How would I do? The way you would verify that, I was going to ask you, but the way you'd verify that is like, are these guys have their payments bouncing? Are these guys you having to chase up constantly coming in? Are these guys the ones that don't come to any of your actual events? Like it's actually the people that are doing the opposite of those things that you realize they are the ones paying the bill.
So as a quick example, I would say for Geronimo, last 10 sales calls, we'd probably have heard, want to make money, I'm burnt out, I've tried everything, I'm stuck, I hate my business, I'm doing everything, I need systems and structure, need leads and sales.
Yep, pretty much. Right on.
So get that specific. That is the first one. Second principle, understand their pain. So now you've got the people that you're trying to speak to. Now we need to go deep. So what's the analogy we use here?
Scuba, your name, Scuba Steve. We're going deep. We're snorkeling.
Yeah. So the big mistake we see here is you're not going deep enough in conversation, so you're not uncovering the true fear that these guys have. And when you aren't inside their head in that way, you're not going to win in market
because you're guessing again.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got to take the snorkel off and get your fucking air tank ready and dive deep and become Scuba Ryan, Scuba Soph.
Yeah,
because here's the hook: the depth of your conversation is going to determine the depth of your pockets and your sleep.
And your sleep.
More REM for you if you don't have money fucking issues. So these are the 6 questions to ask to understand their pain better.
All right, here we go. Write it down.
Number 1, what did they try before that failed? 2, why did it fail them? Was it time? Was it too many people with their shirts off? Was it that they felt like the pressure to perform in a certain way? Don't know. Was it that they didn't have any accountability? Again, not hypotheticals, ask them. 3, what are they secretly afraid of? This is where the real juice comes in. So this is the thing that they haven't voiced out loud, that they haven't maybe even admitted to themselves fully, but it keeps them up at night.
The good news about having these conversations with your best members at the moment too, like it's going to actually double as a really awesome retention tool because you're going to understand them. You're going to be able to bring more people in like them. That's great. But also you're going to be able to make sure that because I know them, I can make sure I keep them accountable to that and help them actually solve that problem. Well,
your avatar isn't just your marketing. Like it impacts your product delivery as well.
Everything downstream.
And on that, I'm just going to like do a sidebar halfway through these questions.
So sidebar.
The warning about who you choose for your avatar is you've got to choose carefully because there could be a whole bunch of money in a certain pocket of people, but they could actually end up pissing off the ones who really should be there. So to paint the picture.
Yeah, do you have an example?
We're right near a uni at F45. And so Dozer was like, great. There's hundreds of thousands of them. We'll do some uni deals. They come in packs, get one, get five, whatever. Like all of them wanted to join.
Sounds like a great idea.
Great, but they paid less because they wanted student discounts. They didn't follow instructions. They always came late. They always late cancelled because they were on the piss the night before. And then there was a mass exodus every year, like 3 times a year with the different semesters, trimesters.
For holidays and stuff.
So great, when they're there, fucked for churn. And not only that, but they were filling up spaces for the people who we really wanted there, the Nats and the Tonys, who were kind of like, those love ya, but like this ain't it.
Plus, was it great when they were there because they were paying less, right? Student deals.
No, yeah, it wasn't great. So don't chase the easy money. Yeah, choose carefully. Anyway, back from the sidebar. Question 4, how long have they been thinking about it? How does this show up in their daily life? Like, how is it actually impacting them? And the last one, how would they feel if in 12 months they hadn't changed? So those are the 6 questions to go deep as fuck on their pain. Anything to add on that one?
I would say that the question that you are probably thinking to yourself now is what we get all the time from our clients. And it's like, again, how do I figure this out? How do I know this? Like, don't be afraid to ask. Don't send surveys. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone or literally go into your studio, grab those people, sit down with them, maybe take them for a coffee, make this into a ritual that you do with your guys, for example, and really get to know them and understand it. Like, take the time here. It's not something you're going to be able to like just throw into GPT and figure out.
Well, it's the same GPT everyone else has. So
Exactly.
If you really want to become not just better or different than your competitors, but become the only a category of one, it's not going to come from the same technology that they can just use.
And everyone else feels that now. That's probably one thing to talk about, like in the market, like advertising, like ads and everything. Like you kind of get this AI feeling. And one thing that AI will never be able to do is actually talk to your members the way that you are able to physically do it. So that's how you're going to not only stand out from the market, from other people in your area and be unique, but also in general capture attention because that doesn't look like slop.
Yeah, correct. So number 1, mind your best members. Best not being mates, but being pay full price, be here 12 months time, get what you do, love what you do, you can help them. 2, understand their pain. And people love talking about themselves. So don't get weird about asking them questions because if you said, hey, I want more epic people like you in here, can I ask you a couple of questions to understand why you train with us so I can put that out in marketing and help more people? Are you kidding? Like, what an honor.
One thing that I like to hear is like, I've heard this saying before and it was seek to understand before being heard. So if you can understand people better, you can actually then go and put that out into the market yourself. Seek understanding before you, 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason.
Love that. Number 3, give them a name. So we want you to now create your own Stuck Sam, Frustrated Fred, Frazzled Franny, fucking, what else have we got? The
Stop Start Stew.
Yeah, correct. So how we would do this is list how they always describe themselves. So for example, our avatar, what do you think we heard them say a lot?
I'm really stuck in my business.
Yeah, so that was a bit easy. And then real names of the people, or you can make up an imaginary name based on the alliteration. We love alliteration. The watch out here is don't... we love optimists, but we want to label them in the pain they're in rather than the place they want to get to. So what you wouldn't do is like, we wouldn't go successful Sam because that's where we're going to get you, but it's stuck right now. So when we're sitting down writing emails or when we're doing a social post or when we're designing something, we're not thinking about all the people out there who own a studio. We're thinking about writing to that one stuck Sam.
Yeah, I was going to say that exactly. Like back when I was in the gym days and stuff like that, we heard the words we heard a lot were fed up. And a lot of women, and there were a lot of guys too, but like a lot of women in the North Gold Coast where I was like they were fed up with how they looked. They were fed up with how they feel. They're fed up with the way that their kids were treating them or they were treating their kids, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So every time we did any sort of content, we thought about it through the lens of like, how can we help someone avoid being fed up?
That's cool.
It was so easy to then talk about that stuff.
I'd listen to him. He built $1 million studio twice. Cool. So we're halfway through. So far now, you should have an idea of who you're speaking to, what pain they're in, and you've given them a name. Now, if for whatever reason you're struggling with that, that's what the AI tool is for. So it will help you to unpack.
Sharpen that.
And sharpen. Point 4, what is the desired outcome they want? So the whole journey that we're taking someone on is effectively to take them from the pain they're in to the promised land. And whatever happens in between those two things becomes your unique mechanism or way that you get that transformation. So for us, the first transformation for a lot of studio owners is they're stuck. They're not making money, they're burnt out. So we'll take them through the sale a day system to get them making a sale a day, bringing money in, ready to hire a team, yada, yada. So, but what we're not going out in market saying is, and we're going to do, again, we're going to do lots of Zoom calls and you're going to have to go and call some leads and you're going to run Facebook ads and no. Like, just solve my problem. Okay, so pain to promise. This is something that you talk about a lot. Hey, Rhino. So what would you say about this in particular, this transformation piece, and we're painting the future and promised land for the avatar?
Yeah, I think this is probably the thing where a lot of people get lost the most. They might have their avatar at this point. They know that they've got, frustrated Fiona or whoever it may be.
Yeah.
And then they start talking about like through what we're going to do. It's like, wait, we're going to sit you down. We're going to do these unlimited classes. You're going to come to these training sessions. And again, it's really talking about like the meat and potato. It's talking about the plane, right? Not the trip, not the beach, sorry.
Yeah.
So the transformation really absolutely has to be like where they currently are and then where they want to get to, how they will feel when they get there and why that's important, because that's the thing that people actually want to see. And when you then are able to create like your unique proposition, like your inclusions in your offer or anything like that, the more simple the better. Like, you don't need to go incredibly in depth there because we're painting a picture of how they're going to get somewhere. They want to be able to see clearly like this step, this step, this step, not to the nuance and depth of like these 3 sessions and the 5 a.m. thing and then this level of deadlifting and my perfect coaching. Like, I know from the clients that I work with that that's where they really start to lose it, because they go from aspirational and pain solving into technical, and it isn't connected.
Yeah, and this can't be fluffy either. I think you've got to get specific, otherwise it's just going to fall flat again and again speak to no one. So to determine their desired outcome, again, reflect on the conversations you've had with people who have recently sold, even just the last 10 people, however you sold them, and then the conversations you have in your business. What do they actually want is the first question. And don't take generic answers like feeling better, toning up, losing weight, like specifically what is the outcome they are chasing. Because, first answer might be, let's role play. You ask me questions and I'll be the lead.
Cool. All right. So, hey, Soph, like, why do you train with us?
Because I want to just I thought I needed to do Pilates and I wanted a bit more coaching around that instead of the other place I was at.
Okay, like, let me ask you, like, why did you want more coaching? Why was that important to you?
I just want to tone up.
Tone up, why though?
I just wasn't feeling confident.
Confident? Okay, so let me ask you about, like, how does it feel at the moment to not be confident? Have you felt confident in the past and you want to chase that back?
I suppose so. Like, I don't think I've ever felt confident. I just don't know what to do and how to improve that. Okay,
so how are we helping you fix that then?
Because I don't have to think about the sessions and the coaches are really helpful.
But that's not helping your confidence, is it?
It makes me more confident to show up to class.
And so because you're feeling more confident to show up to class, how's that now showing up every day in life?
Well, I feel more capable because I'm doing stuff in these classes that I didn't think I could.
Why is that important to you?
So that I show up as a better mum.
So the mum piece is interesting. Tell me a bit more about like why it is important for you to be confident so you're a better mum.
I didn't feel like I was being a good role model to my kids, and I want to be able to pick up my daughters and like protect them in public if something happened. I want to like know I have the strength to do that.
And does that really have anything to do with Pilates?
Well, I guess not.
So there it is.
There you go. That was good job. So anyway, so what do they actually want? And then the excuses and refusals.
Well, let's just go back to that. Like, again, so we've gone that in that particular example, right? And you might be thinking, so I'm never going to ask a question to my client, like my member, like, well, you should.
Yeah.
It's totally fine to have that conversation. It's totally fine to have it very similar to how we just did there, especially if you've done the pre-frame of like, I want more awesome people like you, Sophie, so let's have a chat about it. Because you are interviewing them.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's gone from this person wanting more coaching to being a confident and capable mum, and also avoiding the fear of not being able to pick up her daughter and protect her in public. So now you're helping someone become a more confident and capable parent,
yeah,
and have confidence in their abilities to protect their daughter long term, or child.
No, exactly right. So that's what they actually want. They don't want better coaching, more structure,
toned up.
They want to feel like a capable mum again.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? So then the next part is, what are the excuses and refusals? So things they aren't willing to sacrifice or objections given. For example, their social life, the hours, like it takes.
Time with their daughter.
Yeah, like I don't want to lose time with the kids. I don't have time for it. I'm busy at work. I'm not fit enough. I don't want to give up beers on the weekend with the boys, those kinds of things. And then in the next section, how would you actually overcome that? So I'll give you an example on Stuck Sam. What do they actually want? A real business, and to not lose the house, pretty much, or to not reach their full potential, learn how to lead, freedom and proof, that they actually should be doing this. They want to pay themselves properly. Excuses and refusals are like, I don't want to waste more time trying to achieve that. I've already been burnt before and I'm already fucking cooked. So how do I add more? And so how we would overcome that is we start with quick wins to build momentum. We start with, let's buy back some time and offload the shit you shouldn't be doing as a CEO. We say politely and unrespectfully. Yes. Fuck agencies. Because they're the ones that burn you. And where we'll do a time and energy audit. So an actual practical tool to overcome said excuses and refusals. So you're seeing here, we're starting to formulate our unique position in market. And instead of complaining that people say that they have these excuses and refusals, what the fuck are you doing about it?
We're actually using it. We're almost weaponizing it because we know that these
to help them.
Yeah, we know that these people have these things, because we spoke to the same way that you'll speak to your members. You develop the way that you actually answer those with your offer of mechanism, so that it's clear. Oh, this is not just another gym.
Yes, we're leveraging it. So again, we've mined our best members. We have understood their pain, given them a name. Desired outcome is clear. This is the fun part. Why here, not there? So this is where the positioning part of your message comes in. What we really wanted to be able to say, what Dozer did was, for Tony, lose the belly without losing the beers, is like, you don't want to go around the corner to CrossFit, which was literally across the road, and train with these guys that have big egos and their shirts are always off. Love you guys if you're CrossFitters, but that was the position. You could go upstairs to any time, $15 a week, but no one gives a fuck about you there. You swipe in, swipe out, no one knows your name, you don't stay accountable, you've tried that before. If you want to train in a group environment that reminds you of your sporting days and actually be held accountable and be given nutrition advice and training that's going to achieve the results that you want, then come here. So it's like, we're not that, we're not that, we're not that. We are this. And because of the other steps you've gone through, it'll solve the problems that they've got. So your job here is to list your top 5 competitors. What do they sell? And then what do you sell? For example, Temu Dozer 1 for us, for Stuck Sam, leads done for you. What we sell is it's done with you. We'll actually teach you how to do it so you don't get fucked over again. Temu Dozer 2, guaranteed 100 members in 2 minutes. What we sell,
2 minutes,
$1 million studio in 12 months. Temu Dozer 3, one-on-ones, which creates, in our opinion, codependency and doesn't actually help you stay connected to a network of people who understand you and hive mind. So we actually build your business muscles so you don't need someone to give you permission to take action in your business. Agencies, lead sales and empty promises. Us will help you get a real business, not just leads and sales. There's so much more to it than that. So you can see here the positioning, and if someone was to say, oh, I'm just shopping around, you could kind of be fearful about that. Or you could go, yeah, great. Who are you looking at? Oh, yeah. So if you want that, you should definitely go to these guys. If you want that, go to these guys. But, it sounds like you're wanting X, Y, and Z. That's what we do here. So much more powerful.
You need to have the clarity around what you do. Like, that's the other piece, because otherwise you're guessing again. So all of this is important because you'll end up landing there from all these questions with your members so that you are actually super clear on this is actually why and how I do it.
Correct. So final step is, now that all of that's come through and you've crystallized it and sparred with our bot on it, we've got to create the hook.
So I would say this is the fun part.
The template for this is, for example, we help Avatar, who the pain that they're in their actual words, finally achieve the desired outcome, again, in their words, without the thing they're scared to give up. 2 examples. We help stuck and burnt out studio owners build $1 million studio or more without burnout. Or, I've already said this, we help guys who have let themselves go finally lose the belly without losing the burgers or the beers.
Yeah, and a great one that I've used recently. There's a client. I'll say it. They're in the academy. Synergy Method. Shout out to Grant and Jen, and like they were stuck for the longest period of time. And what has recently changed for them is their clarity piece, right? So what they do now is they help kids in Wollongong, right? So again, they've got an avatar. That's not boys or girls. Kids in Wollongong become strong, physically strong and mentally resilient kids, so that they can become physically strong and mentally resilient adults. So now there's a through line. They can talk to the parents, who are usually the ones purchasing for their children, but this is what they actually do. So what they're against is kids not being mentally strong or physically resilient. And they can talk about all ways where they actually disagree with the world, with the way kids are brought up these days, through the lens of this is what they do. Their vehicle is BJJ, but we haven't mentioned that yet at all. It could be anything at that point because we're speaking to a pain, which is why it's clear.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of quick things that you can sense check yourself against is, 1, with all of this being said, that you've now gone through the workbook and you sparred with our avatar bot, if you don't sell fitness, pole dancing, combat, insert concept here, what do you really sell? And second, if in your messaging we were to cover your logo, would people still know it's you, or could it be any other gym in your area? And until you can confidently say, this is what I sell, and fuck yeah, they'd know it's me because we've become a category of one. Like, until you can say that, you've kind of like got work to do, which is exciting and such a huge opportunity, because until you do that, it'll continue to haunt you in your business, and it will be such an upstream relief once it does get nailed.
Yeah, and to give you like, we'll just use the example from Jen and Grant a second ago to give you like a clear piece of that, is like they don't sell BJJ or combat. What they sell is physical strength and mental resilience for kids. So they're building out these kids' ability to become better adults. They're not selling BJJ. The vehicle they do that with is that.
Yeah, sign me up. And so the kind of thing that we want to leave you with here is, if you're reading the workbook or sparring with bot going, fuck, I'm so bad at this. You're not, like, you have all of the answers that you need. It's through your members, and all you need to do is just sit with it for long enough and keep sharpening it, because the biggest hidden step in here is you've then got to test it. And it's not a reflection of how good or bad you are at marketing. It's just data, which is information for you to make a better decision. And the pros will continue using their feedback from their sales calls and their members in a little loop to keep sharpening their offer and their ads.
I think a really good way to look at it as well is go and have a look at like your favorite brands.
Yeah.
So we'll use like Nike or LSKD or things like that. There will be some advertising because these are brands selling physical products of their products, but most of what they sell is the identity, right, of the person who's going to wear those products. So if you're the kind of person who like 1% better every day with LSKD, you see yourself as that person who does these things. By buying into this brand, this is what I do. This is what you're doing with your members as well. So if you go back and have a look at your gym, at your Instagram page, like what you talk about, if all you talk about is your methodology, that's where you're already losing yourself. You're not talking about anything that you actually transform people.
Doesn't do all of the amazing work you do justice. So I think that brings this episode to a near close. To recap those steps again, the steps are: mind your best members, understand their pain, give them a name, what is a desired outcome they want, why here, not there, create your hook, put it all together, And then you've got basically your wanted poster of this person that you are looking for serving. You can look at while you're doing all of your marketing activities, and you will never go hungry again once you articulate who your $1 million member is, as opposed to a demographic or just an avatar.
Yep. And remember, it's got nothing to do with how heavy or great your deadlift bars are.
So that's it. 6 steps. Just like chew down the list, get the workbook, use the bot, do your very best.
Sit with it.
And to be honest, if you've been following along, you should have a rough idea of who this person is anyway by the end of this episode. So congrats.
You're welcome.
Go and write to that person instead of to a whole room. And that's it. That's all we got for you. Love you lots, guys. Chat soon.
Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If something resonated with you, then do one of 2 things. Either leave a review or send this episode to a mate who's in the industry who might need to hear this. But if you want more right now, because your head might be spinning and you're like, all right, what the hell do I do right now? Then in the show notes, you'll find a link to where you can book in for a free 15-minute checkup on your studio, where we get to have a look at how you're going right now and where some of the kind of quick win opportunities are to get you moving faster. I can't wait to be back in your ears next week. And if you're listening to this right now, I want you to know that I love you, I appreciate you, I'm grateful for you, and I'm in your corner. You are on the right track and I believe in you. So keep going, and I'll see you next week.